surveys and stuff like that? Are you guys doing that as well?
Can everybody take two big steps down? One more. Juicy? And one more. Sorry, I'm really short. Yeah. Nicole's a little short. Excellent. Thanks, guys.
Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Udlakut. My name is Nicole Ititi, and I'm going to be your MC for today. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on unceded Algonquin territory, and we're all here today because we've all been impacted by suicide in one way or another. Inuit Tarpik Kanatami has partnered with Paututik, Nunavut Sivuniksavut, and Ottawa Inuit Children's Center, as well as the Mental Health Commission. Suicide prevention and celebrating life is something all of our organizers share as a priority. The suicide prevention strategy was first introduced in 2016, and we are in year 3 of the holistic approach of the implementation plan. The 6 main priorities set out by the strategy are to create social equity, create cultural continuity, ensure access to continuum of mental health services for Inuit, heal unresolved trauma and grief, mobilize Inuit knowledge for resilience and suicide prevention. So the way I see it is that the suicide prevention strategy is the hudlik. So a hudlik is something that we use to light our igloos. And the hudlik is the National Inuit Suicide Prevention Strategy. I forgot what it's called, one sec. The uksuk, the seal fat, is the regional implementation plan of the strategy. And the saputi, the white cotton balls, are the grassroots community programming that's going on in Inuit Nunangat. Right now, going on in Baker Lake is a summit. Natan Obed is there right now, and he sends his regards. And today in place, we have Monica Ell-Kanayuk speaking as the keynote speaker. What else should I say? Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Can I please have Elizabeth Birmingham come up? Oh, sorry. I just wanted also to note that we are live streaming this event on our ITK Facebook page. Alyssa Flaherty's there with the camera. If you don't want to be in the video, just turn your head.
Piyong na ng pangulong nga pingit yung nga angit si magama tamaw nga kayo si magama angit yung gama ala tayo ikayo nga madlong at tayo ilang agod ikayo nang ikarwat nga kinalimaming kuyali ng tana angin ng pango hatangan tutsera dunia gama angit yung ito garo aming pikun narlong nga pilaking ito nga siya gunagama. Tiliyaw si magama, angat si magama. Guti, tamani kata, tamani mata, kati majukuro mata tako inuit. Guti wala mati gut, pijun na mati gut, suri yok sama. Tamani kata, amarumani ako ni lagama. Guti kujan na may video akaro kati chibak kabit inyon ni. Pijun na nakakabit. Ika yung kabit tamak ko ng alima. Pijakalin ni. Uwat ni pisok ibat tugot. Uwat ni pingit tugot. Guti yung tasyong mati ko. Yung nga talo. Tama na suli yung nangan. Tayo mangalo pikijaw man. Naman tumuk ako na yung kalwato nga. Kuyan namin ko nga. Guti tamba mga katitichi gawin. Piyon nang nakatasiyo kuro gawin. Amalo, kitong ka, tako na siya patakalo ka, tutsiw tiba taka, takwalo. Kuyan namin. At niyang, ikayo gabi ubat tinig. Kuyan namin bityo akalo. Guti. Amen.
Kuyan Namik. Elissa P. Birmingham is living in Ottawa mute. Malu Ikalu mute. She made the Palau Rock today. Everyone say thank you. I would also like to have Monica Ell come up and speak. She's our keynote speaker. Monica Ell is the president of ICC, the Inuit Circumpolar Council. She is also Inuit Tarpik Kanatami's vice president. She's also a great seamstress.
Nami to saksawa Alenay. Thank you, Aaron. So I'm here on behalf of Natan Opad, who is in Baker Lake. I'm just recently became the president of Inuit Circumpolar Conference, which makes me vice president for Inuit Canada, and that's why I'm here on his behalf. And I'm glad it's not raining, right? Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. One of the biggest challenges we face when talking about suicide prevention is the deeply personal connections that many of us have and the loss that we all endured. Together, we can move beyond that shared understanding of suicide and how to identify and respond to suicide risk while enhancing protective factors. The elevated risk of suicide among Inuit in Canada is the most urgent challenge facing our people. Inuit Nunavut has rates of suicide that range from 5 to 25%. Higher than that of suicide rates in southern or in the rest of Canada as a whole. Historically, we did not have high rates of suicide. It started to increase in the 1970s when the Inuit were exposed to the effects of colonialism and trauma associated with forced relocations, residential schools, and poor socio-economic conditions in the community. Inuit Canada's National Inuit Suicide Prevention Strategy fosters a unified Inuit-led approach to addressing suicide in Inuit Nunavut. It takes our collective knowledge, experience, and research on suicide and puts it into action by 1. Promoting a shared understanding of the risk factors for suicide among Inuit. 2. Guide policies at the regional and national levels on education-based approaches to suicide prevention. 3, identify stakeholders and their specific roles in preventing suicide. And 4, outlines how different stakeholders can coordinate with each other more effectively. In 2016, the Government of Canada announced an investment of $9 million over 3 years on the National Inuit Suicide Prevention Strategy. We thank them for that investment and advocate for long-term funding that will enable us to make the upstream investment that will create meaningful change for Inuit Nunavut. During the recent General Assembly of the Inuit Serpent Council members committed to take full and effective action to prevent suicide among Inuit by advocating or advancing cultural and evidence-based intervention. A combination of community and evidence-based, globally informed and cultural specific suicide prevention strategies and initiatives must be further developed and implemented throughout Inuit Nunavut to address risk factors and reduce suicide. Many of the challenging conditions on a daily life for Inuit, such as overcrowded housing, food insecurity, inadequate access to health services, and struggles with cultural disconnection and language loss, fall within the social determinants. Health conditions are a result of social inequity rooted in colonialism. This means that to close the gap in health outcomes between Inuit and non-Inuit Canadians, we need social equity in each of these areas. The social determinants of health for Inuit remind us these are the conditions of everyday life that matter to our health. Inuit approaches to suicide prevention, advocating for the National Inuit Suicide Prevention Strategy, focus on 6 priorities that aim to create social equity. They are cultural continuity, nurturing healthy Inuit children, enduring access to a continuum of mental wellness services for Inuit, healing unresolved trauma and grief, and mobilizing Inuit knowledge for resilience towards suicide prevention. Other jurisdictions have reduced their suicide rates through concerted suicide prevention efforts that were made possible by a strategy. If we work together in partnership using holistic approach provided in the National Inuit Suicide Prevention Strategy and dedicate the time and money required, we too can be successful in creating social equity, community safety, cultural continuity, and reduce suicide. I look forward to continued work with ITK and our 4 regional Inuit regions toward preventing suicide among Inuit. Huyan namig. Thank you.
Huyan namig, Monica. Sorry, I had to put my shoes off. I'm sweating. Okay. Again, I'd like to thank you all for coming on World Suicide Prevention Day. Right now, I'd like to welcome my dear friend Mika Kamotsiutiksak. She is the Youth Life Promotion Worker with Nunavut Sivuniksavut. Come on down.
Unukod, ubangamika akalok nato kumaksiutiksak, Rankinin lit mute daw yunga, mana kisiani odawa mute. Inuvunga, amma inuyunga, amma inusikatyatunga. I am an Inuk who feels very alive, and I understand the peace felt among other Inuit. Inuit identity is very powerful, and it's just one of our greatest strengths. I'm not here to speak because I have the answers. I'm here to speak as a youth life promotion worker that is dedicated to giving back the voice to our communities and to honor our ancestors. I have recognized the power of Inuit culture and our language becoming one form of our healing. Understanding our history is vital to fight against the epidemic of suicide within our communities. Creating safer spaces for Inuit to self-identify is very important, and we must also understand that we each are accountable for our personal actions and that our actions always affect others. We need to create safer spaces for Inuit to self-identify without being tokenized anymore. We, as Inuit, are utilized on many occasions to share aspects and perspectives of our beautiful culture, heritage, and language, but often we are treated unfairly, and that needs to end, because nobody deserves to be treated unfairly. Suicide is the act of a person taking their own life intentionally. Inuit are often redirected intentionally within their communities by social structures that are unfamiliar to their own. We're redirected many times intentionally by social structures that do not value Inuit kahimatukangi. I encourage all people that work within our communities to stop self-promoting personal work and engaging in community engagement efforts. It is important that the voice of the Inuit community is coming directly from those who are Inuk. When we take away the voice of the Inuit community, we take away the power of our culture, our language, and our heritage. I encourage all people that work within our communities to learn our values of Inuit kahimatukangi. Because what message do we want to send to Inuit children and youth? It is our beautiful culture, language, and heritage that is just one of our strengths, and it's a huge part of all of our healing journeys. And it should never be used against us as a weapon. Now, I encourage all people to celebrate their lives. We as Inuit must continue to look forward because this is exactly what our ancestors have done. We as Inuit are surrounded by our communities, as you can see here today. We celebrate our ancestors through our Inuktitut names. I encourage all Inuit to honor their Inuktitut names and use these names as a guide to understanding who we are, even when everything around us feels or is out of control. Being an Inuk is one of my greatest strengths, but sometimes it is used against me as my greatest weakness, and I will not tolerate that any longer. We are beautiful, we are powerful, and our ancestors walk with us, and we are restoring the beauty of our identity in ways that we have never had to before. I need only to look at my peers of Nunavut Sivuniksavut and feel the strength of our community, regaining back our voice to these leadership roles. We are able to speak together today and be here because of the voice Inuit Tapere Kinatmi gives back to our people. We are able to be here today and speak together because of our community. But most importantly, we are able to be here together today because of our elders and our ancestors that fought for us to have equal rights. I'm confident that the epidemic will end, but unfortunately none of us can say when that will be. But we are here and we are alive. I challenge all people to find their peace and their strengths in ways that are meaningful to them and to embrace life by involving ourselves in our communities. I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak, and I look forward to celebrating our communities in safer spaces. Matna.
Oh, what a great speaker. I love her. I love all of you. I feel there's so much love. Okay, so I would love to announce Ottawa Inuit Children's Center. Oh my God, look at this. So cute, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Come on down. Wow, wait.
Is it ready? Kaya nami kakayaw na abda.
sasawa. Unalato ka ating bata. Kaya na may kaya ko nakatay sa mga yakatago nakata. So ko sila kayo luta. Bigyan sa atya kata. Kailan may alaw ni sakta ditigalan niya at go bago kayo mayang aning. Thank you for inviting us as Inuit Children's Center. We just started and we haven't even been a week together, so wish us luck. And they got so excited coming in today. And one of them was showing me where to go. So they've been here, they've done it. So these are kindergarten, they just turned to kindergarten, these two. These are senior kindergarten and junior kindergarten. As in I'm gonna ask these two go first, Sarah and Sonia. And then after that, these two gonna go junior, senior, junior, and the elder after. I learned this from them. Ready? Hold, facing each other. Up, knock both, fingers and go. Thank you. Let's go. Now Leah and Rina. Nice and loud.
Oh, that little cute puppy right there. It's adorable. He just wants to dance.
This is a good start! Yay! Now our last one, we're gonna do a group throat sing. Remember? Yeah, group throat sing. Yeah, like that. Remember, group throat sing. All four of us. There. Ready? That was it. Now go. Fingers. That's all we have. Next time it's gonna be a little bit longer. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I can't stop smiling. That was the cutest thing ever. Thank you, OICC, for partnering with us. Kuya Nami. My ovaries are exploding. They're like, bring a baby. Oh, celebrate life. Okay. So I would love to introduce Nunavut Sivuniksavut, the next generation of babies.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are students from Nunavut Sivuniksavut.
Unasak ko kan kuya na me kai kasi Rosalina nakatak view yung nga ekalomiu todlo nga. Kuya lisi mapu kai kuya kata inyang na kata ICK kuya na me.
Thank you, ITK, for inviting us to this event today. Nunavut Sivuniksavut is this unique 8-month college program here in Ottawa, where we study contemporary issues, our land claims agreements, Inuit history, Inuktitut, and English. This first song that we'll be performing for you guys is titled Inuit Sivuniksavut, which translates to mean our future, and it was made in collaboration with Sila Tutsie and previous NS students.
Sibunik pa may ngap to ada kaptu. Inuit sibunik sana. Idarap tawlak si mayon. Sylvia Tutsie amma ila kaptene. Nunavut Sivuniksavut ilingalak si mayon.
Next, I would like to invite my friends Tuma and Liana to demonstrate and explain some throat singing to you.
Thank you, son. My name is Liana Mosen and I'm from Nunavut.
My name is Primalisa and I'm also from Nunavut.
Before we throat sing, can everyone give another round of applause for the little girls that were just up here earlier? So, throat singing, katajuk is a traditional way of passing time, and it's done by two women, and there's a leader and a follower. Women wear these traditional clothing called amauti. In the back, there's a hood and a pouch. The baby is placed in the pouch, and the baby's laying against the back, and when you throat sing, your back vibrates, and that helps the baby to fall asleep. Throat singing, the way that we do it, we use our voice, throat, and breath to create sounds that imitate the environment, and they also imitate the behavior, and they tell stories. So this first one that we're going to be doing is called Victoria, and it is made, it's called mosquito in English, and it is made to be the annoyance of the mosquito when it passes by your ear. As we're going faster and faster, that's part of how the friendly competition goes. I'm trying to get Liana to laugh, but that's not all what throat singing is. It's a special bond that you have amongst two people, and I have a special bond with my good friend. This one is called Anore, which is wind. Sounds pretty cool.
This song that we're going to be singing now is called Sleeping Walk, and it was composed by Parody Kaluk, and he was thinking of it as he was taking a slow walk on the tundra and admiring the Nunavut, admiring the land and the beauty of our home. You know what? Please sing along.
Hi. Unang year sulong sumaya maybe 2015. Kami sa Inuit Ilocos mada Tanatikau ko Tanatikau Amerika. So Inyo sulong sumaya ko nga kuya na tuwid. Mga inusingan nila mada. So I wrote this song about 2015, and it's about my friends who committed suicide.
Before we do our last birth song, we'd just like to acknowledge that along with suicide, so many things about Inuit were brought down. But we're still here, we're still strong, and we're doing what we love to do. And without singing, it was colonized. So many things about Inuit culture were they were supposed to be hidden. And a couple generations ago, many people did not know how to joke sing. But now a lot of people are getting back into it, and we're so glad to be sharing it with you. And the song is called The Love Song.
Thank you too, Liliana. So, to end our performance off, we're going to end it off with a square dance. So we're actually going to use this little area down where everybody is. So what we're going to do first is we're going to come on down and we're going to give a little demonstration of it. And then the second turn around, you guys are more than welcome to come in, show off your dance moves. We're excited.
Oh yeah.
Is it working?
now that we have everyone in a circle, we are going to do a community game. Woo! Inuit are the most competitive people I know. I'm very excited. So how it's going to work is we're going to get dice. And if you get a 4, you're going to run in, grab whatever you have, and then if someone else grabs a 4, they're allowed to steal it from you. Does that make sense? And then the last minute, there's gonna be a a stealing round. So if you roll a 4, you can run up and get something. And then at the last minute, if you roll a 4, you can go and steal something from someone else. Does that make sense? Yeah? Are we ready? Okay, go ahead. Roll.
Look at the. Too far. Bring it back this way.
When you're all alone, nobody said that siding's only on an empty the same when you're on your own. You have to time I go right there to be with my friends, with a house full of girly girlfriend sisters that count on you as my brother. Just like 1, 2, 3, with a night that has no end. Floating eyes, watching love, no remorse for our own mothers.
There's a big one. And then you roll the dice and if you get it,
Why you do that? Why you do that? Are you gonna have to get it?
Hello. Hi. Hi. So I'm gonna time for the next minute. If you roll a 4, you could go steal someone else's prize, or in the middle, and then we're done. And then we're gonna have a circle and pray. 1 minute has started.
Or I'll take a pen.
You gotta go steal.
No, I'm not gonna steal something.
I don't see anyone stealing anybody else's stuff. Time's up. All right. Who are the winners? Raise your hand. Woo! Wow, a pen. Oh, they last a long time. Just kidding, I lose them, but. Okay, so can I have everybody standing in a circle holding hands? Hold hands.
People in the back, come closer. Hold our hands.
Oh, so in Inuit culture, we don't, when we're praying or we're, before we eat, we take our hats off so that our namesake is able to eat through us or live through us. At least that's what I learned. Ines, is that true? I think so. It's, everything I say is true. Anyway, so as you all know, today we're gathered so that we can celebrate life as well as suicide awareness. As an Inuk woman, I have had so many people that I love that have died by suicide. I myself have had some encounters, but I would like everyone to hold hands and please let's have a minute of silence for those that we've lost, for those that have been impacted by suicide. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know how long a moment's supposed to last, but I think that's good. So I would also like to say that, so usually when I pray, I don't pray to a God. I don't believe in a God. If you believe in God, that's great. But when I pray to my grandma. My grandma Ititi, she was amazing. Like, she was like my mom, and I remember just sitting and watching her sew and like picking up all the little beads on the ground when I still had good eyes. But please reach out if you're not feeling well, if you have suicidal ideations. You are not alone. Depression is something that makes you feel like you're alone, but you're not. There's a lot of great people and great resources out there. The National Inuit Suicide Prevention Strategy is on ITK's website. If you didn't get a little kit bag, if you want to contact us, we can give you one. But I really want to say thank you all for coming to this event, and thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. The end.